I failed 8 classes when I was in law school, got 3 HDs in my last semester. A part of improving my grades was improving the way that I would answer exam questions. So answer an exam question with me. I got from Copilot because I don't want to risk copyright and academic integrity reasons if I try to get something elsewhere. Don't come at me for not knowing the cases and the law on top of my head. I'm just going to be telling you how I would approach this exam question, my personal framework. That may help you. If you're new here, I'm a lawyer from Melbourne. Content that I post on my blog and on this page is right here. I'm currently in the process of writing a handbook. Answering exam questions is one of the chapters. So, this is the exam question Copilot generated for me. This is a style of question that you can sometimes get. I feel like it's a little bit too long though, so for the purposes of time, I'm actually just gonna put these two. So typically exam questions would have the whole scenario and then the actual questions in the end. How I had approached this is that I would actually go straight to the end for the exam question first. So I read through this, I know what to look for. I'm not going into it blind. I know what to look for ahead of time. So my eyes are scanning for something already. If you do your exams on the computer now, that's why I would bring blank pieces of paper so I can brain dump as I go. So if there's anything that I come up with while reading through the exam question and the scenario, I would just write it down, put it there, and then maybe it might be useful for when I actually formulate the answer. So now, in terms of formulating the answer, we go back to basics. We go to IRAC. In my blank piece of paper, I would just write IRAC and I would just fill in that template. I would fill it in for each question that is asking in this question. There's more than one. How I would do it is that instead of answering these all in one go, instead of doing an IRAC and then having these two in one IRAC, I would actually do it in separate IRAC, mainly because I want to show the marker. It's easier for me to show the marker that I'm addressing each question by doing separate IRACs for both. For the purposes of time, let's just go through the second one, whether the duty was breached. So this exam question is helpful because the I in IRAC is already done, because whether the issue is breached, that's already the issue that we are trying to resolve here. So now, in terms of finding the relevant law for whether the duty was breached, so I have done my exam notes and prepared my exam notes in a way that I have table of contents, so it's easier for me to flick through, and then separate notes for my cases, like a list of cases and all of that. So to find the relevant law, if I can't think of it on the top of my head, at least I know if I've done my studying properly, I would be able to easily identify that, oh yeah, I need to go to the duty of care section in my exam notes to be able to answer this question. So again, don't come at me for not knowing the cases and the legislation on top of my head. This is just showing you how I would approach this. But let's say I find a legislation that says a duty of care is breached when a company